You are now listening to Random Ramblings with Rob. Yay! Yay! Yeah!
What up, everybody? This is your boy B Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Rounds with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. And if you're a first-time listener, you're new to the show, I really appreciate you for taking the time and listening to this podcast. I have a guest. Well, I have two guests this week. Continuing in the podcast journey of the Random Rounds with Rob podcast, I seek out people that I find interesting. And a part of this journey now, retiring here in Houston, Texas. You know, I'm not a native Houstonian, but this is the place I live now. So me being a podcaster here in Houston, Texas, my goal, my mission is to lurk around this big motherfucker, because Houston is its own planet, and try to find like-minded individuals. Not so much in the vein of they gotta love professional wrestling and all this other bullshit, but people who like podcasts or who are podcasters themselves. I think it was not this last episode, but the episode before, you heard a local podcast called the No Redeeming Qualities Podcast. They're local here to Houston, Texas, and I was privileged to have them on the show. Now I have another Houston connection, bringing me into the fold, making me a honorary Houstonian and everything. I'm trying to become one. And, I ain't going to adopt your sports teams. That's something totally different. That's some other shit. But, the Astros get a pass. The Astros get a pass because Louisiana, where I'm from, doesn't have its own baseball team professionally. So I have adopted the Houston Astros. So in keeping with the newly formed tradition of finding local Houston podcasts and forming that bond, becoming a symbiote, if you would. And it's not symbiote, you dumb motherfuckers at Sony who's making this new Venom movie. It's symbiote or symbiote or whatever the fuck, but it's not symbiote. Yeah, whatever I was just talking about. I kind of blanked out for a second. But my guests here today are from the Houstonish podcast. My guests today are Natalie and how you say your name? I'm gonna fuck it up. I didn't want to do that. Luzz. There you go.
Z. Extra Z at the end. Z.
So how you doing, ladies? How you feeling?
What up? Doing pretty good. How are you?
I am very well. We had a little bit of pre-conversation before the show started. Somebody had a trip to emergency room here most recently, right?
Yeah, that was me. That was a Z, loose. Yeah. I'm on muscle relaxants right now, so
yeah.
So she good. I'm good.
Yeah, she is primed.
Life is great.
Yeah, she is primed for a podcasting environment on muscle relaxants.
Yeah.
And everything.
I could fly a kite. I could ride a dinosaur. I don't know. I'm good right now.
Ooh, you can ride a dinosaur while you fly a kite.
I mean, multitasker.
See, yeah. Just like,
that sounds like a fun weekend.
I think I've seen that in the new Jurassic Park movie.
If I'm not in it, if I don't get credits for that scene, we got problems.
See, yeah, we got to get Chris Pratt on the horn. So, the Houstonish podcast, I'm going to tell you, because I like to be upfront and honest with all my guests. From the time that we scheduled this podcast all the way up until now while we're actually recording, I have not listened to the show. And,
Oh, okay. We're wondering about that. We're asking each other, hey, you think he's listening or what's up?
it's in the queue. And then, I'll tell you, like any other podcasters that I had on the show. I mean, you probably kind of in the same boat, but maybe, it's just me. Like, I have a routine of podcasts that I normally listen to on top of the newer podcasts that I'm trying to get into. So whenever I do ask them to be guests or, I make some kind of, contact with them, I kind of have a direction as to what we're going to talk about. But, you know how it is with life and work and all this other stuff. And, it's kind of hard to like sit down and be still and listen to something new, or even trying to focus on what you're listening to when you got badass kids running around and all this other bullshit going on. So I do apologize. Isn't it cute? But I'm gonna get to it. But that's why you're here as well, because I'm curious.
Yes.
I want to know about your podcast.
Well, man, yeah, we're Houstonish. We like to interview people kind of like you, get people who are pretty cool, people that we jive with. But mainly people from here, from Houston. This is a big ass city. We got a lot of people here, and everybody's experiences are totally different,
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the cool part about it when we're meeting people, and a lot of times people don't think they're cool. They're like, oh, how, don't interview me. I'm not really that, I don't got that much going on, or I'm not really, but everybody's got a story. Yeah. Everybody's pretty fucking cool if you give them a chance, kind of like ask them some questions and talk about them. So, that's kind of been some fun here. And then like events, going to events has been fun, huh?
Yeah, going to meet different people and just kind of bugging them and asking them what they're all about.
Yeah. And see, that's what podcasting is all about. And especially what you're doing, is in the title is Houstonish. So, you're patrolling out there in your community. You're getting people that are of interest to yourself, and you're bringing them up on your platform to promote them. And, that's what it's all about. And I really enjoy that. And I like that a lot. And I appreciate y'all for doing that.
Yeah, we're just like two female versions of Indiana Jones searching for what the fuck was he searching for? It wasn't the Sorcerer's Stone, right?
No.
Yeah, you are way across. Thank you. No.
But I digress. So, yeah, we just like to promote things that are going on around the city, especially stuff that doesn't really get a lot of attention, that maybe isn't already exposed to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that too. Like every time we have a guest, they usually have something. They kind of put us on to something else, either an event or just a group or organization, something like that. So that's always cool too. Like having other people's suggestions of places to go and things to do.
Yeah, and just like how you was talking about earlier, Houston is big as fuck. Because I can remember, because I moved here about, I think it's almost 2 years now. And I've been to Houston as a child or whatever, because I live right down the road in Lake Charles. So coming here now as an adult, I've traveled all over this country, in the military and whatnot. And I've been to small little bitty towns to where you see the population sign and it'll say 500 or 1,000. Or 2,000 or 3,000, something in that thing. And so I've been in some itty bitty towns, and I've been to, bigger places to where it say, all right, like 25,000 or 30,000 or 100,000 even. But when I first rolled into Houston, I've been here a couple days, and I forget where I was. I was on 1960 or whatever, almost over there by the Willowbrook Mall. And they got the Houston city limit sign there, and it said Houston, population 1,900,000 and some odd people. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how do you even fit all these people in one space? And then you zoom out on the map of Houston and it's fucking planet size and shit. And then that's not even the biggest part of the goddamn state. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, it's a monster, man. It's definitely a monster. The thing is crazy though. There's millions of people here, and in the greater Houston area, like there's even more, But man, we run into people all the damn time, like people that know. Like, so for such a big city, I'm surprised I don't know how small it feels sometimes. The obvious. We're millions of us, but dang it, man, I don't know how many times I run into people that I know around here, and I know I don't know a million people.
Yeah. It's weird. Now, did y'all partake in the Astros parade?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't go down there. I don't know. I should have. I mean, dang. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, you know.
I mean, it's okay.
But no.
But like, I had to work, and I worked right in the path of the parade. So.
Oh man, so you were out there in the mix, no matter what.
Yeah, I had to, you know, and I was security, so.
Oh.
I was pulling people off of buildings, out of trees. It was just crazy. And it all to just catch a glimpse of an athlete riding by on a float with a trophy.
Yeah. They didn't really prepare well for that homecoming. I kind of feel like maybe they didn't. I mean, I guess the city didn't really think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so they didn't plan for it very well, and I think that was their mistake. You know, so we should have expected that W. You know, from the get go.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because I mean, I think that was your first ever World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, how do you plan for the first ever? I mean, you have nothing to reference to it, you know.
True. But yeah, it's about to be part 2 too. I mean, you know, this is gonna be second year, so hopefully this year they're gonna.
Oh, she's confident.
This year,
now,
you gotta be ready with that homecoming parade, man.
I mean, I've adopted the Astros as my professional baseball team because Louisiana doesn't have one, and it's just like I don't keep up with it per se, but every time I do check in on it, they're doing really good. And, you know, I have no doubt that they might make a return trip this year.
Hey, we just secured our playoffs yesterday's game.
Sweet. See, look at that.
Now we're going. Hey, I got all confidence in my Stros, man.
Yeah.
Nat's the one that knows about the sports. I know nothing. So
I'm not into it as I used to be. It's just like now I'm more of a casual person. I mean, if it's on, I might take a peek at it, but I'm not like actively going out looking for stats and all kind of shit like that.
Yeah, do you do like baseball's hard to follow for me because I mean, man, they have a game almost every single day.
Yeah, like
at least with football, like I think I follow football more because of the fact that it's only once a week for me. You know, 1 day a week.
Yeah, it's like 17, 18 games or some shit like that versus 182 or some shit.
No, that's crazy, right? That's a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, athletes.
But that's why I'm not an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they earn all that money they get because, I mean, that's every day. And that's not like just in Houston. It's like here they go to Los Angeles or wherever else they play games. I mean, in the plane, in the car, on the bus, just back and forth, playing games and shit.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but
that's not my type of.
Yeah, but the podcast, the Houstonish podcast, how did this come to be? What's the relationship between you two? Have you been friends all your life? Native Houstonians, I assume, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not born here.
Yes, me
officially, but I mean, pretty much my whole life has been here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she and I, we became friends. I don't know, a few years ago.
Yeah, I think a few
years ago through mutual friends, and yeah, we just kind of been mulling around the idea of doing something creative together, and man, here we are, you know.
All right, so I mean, that's cool. I mean, you come together, you form Voltron or you know the Megazord or whatever have you, and you're like, we need to do some shit that's creative. So, what made you turn to podcasting vice, you know, doing a YouTube series or any other type of medium?
Well, we had honestly, like, we had kind of thrown it around. The word podcast had already came out. So then, like not too long later, we had another mutual friend who had the exact same. She kind of wanted to do the same thing. So the three of us got together and formed this podcast. So originally the Houstonish podcast was with three of us. Mm-hmm. Then since then, that other girl decided to go her own way. We had, you know, creative differences, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, so after the first, I think she was here through 8 episodes. But then after that, the last 10 have been us.
Yeah.
Rocking it.
Rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a fairly fresh podcast. You're only 18 episodes in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Our podcast is an adult now. We feel like, we can go out and it can drive cars and,
Buy
Alcohol.
cigarettes.
go to strip clubs and hey, man.
Yeah. Who said buy alcohol? 18-year-olds can't do that.
I mean, not legally.
Aha.
What? I'm only speaking the truth here.
Well, shit, in that vein, you don't even have to be 18 to buy alcohol illegally.
That is
You
true.
just gotta know somebody.
Know somebody that knows somebody.
I had a friend of mine when we had to be like 15, 16, over there on Airline down the street from the farmer's market. There was this little Chevron. I'm not saying they do this now. Okay. This is a long, long time ago, but we used to go to the back of that Chevron. Out the back door, the guy would sell us cases of beer or Smirnoff or whatever crap we were drinking back then. But yeah, man, that was H-Town.
I lose speaking county secret myself because I didn't do any illegal activities.
Yeah, right.
But I will say that if you stand outside a liquor store long enough, put some cash in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, by osmosis.
I don't want to say the name of it, but I don't want to say the name of the liquor store, but the word, the letters MLK come to mind. But there's a liquor store. I'm just saying, people find a way.
I don't know. And you know what's weird about that? It's been a thing for as long as I can remember. I've been to many places, and anywhere they have a MLK Boulevard or street or avenue or whatever, there's some like nefarious shit going on around there.
It's like an understood thing about MLK.
Because I lived in Savannah, Georgia for a little bit, and MLK in Savannah is just like a bad part of town. You don't want to be on there for more than 5 minutes because some shit is going to get flown through your windshield or some crazy shit going on over that way.
Wow.
Yeah. But like even the liquor thing, what you're talking about, like back home in Lake Charles and shit. I mean, I was blessed and cursed with looking older than what I was as a youngster. So I would go in there, goddamn 14, 15 years old with a face full of hair and shit. And they was none the wiser. They would just give me all the alcohol I wanted and shit. And I would just I wouldn't even drink it. I would just go buy it for other people.
Yeah, you were the friend everybody wanted to have in high school then, huh?
I guess it was just like, hey man, go get me some Cass and cream. What the fuck is that? Just go ask for it at the counter. All right.
Did you do a service tax?
Yeah, I was like, I smoked the weeds, so I was like, man, give me some cigars or something. You can pay me in blunts.
I take blunts.
You want the blunts?
Funny.
We got the blunts. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. You get it how you live. I'm not gonna out Brown's grocery for selling me alcohol as a teenager. Shout out. Shout out.
But you just did.
Yeah, I was giving them a shout out because they're good now.
Yeah. I should clarify that Chevron I'm talking about, that was in the year 99, maybe 2000. So
That sucker's probably not even in business.
Well, no,
anymore.
it is in business.
Oh, it's still.
I'm like, oh no, don't get them in trouble because that dude that used to do that for us, that was like back in the day.
He moved up in the game right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why they're still in business.
Don't go sitting at the back door over there at that Chevron looking for somebody to give you some drink. It's probably not going to happen anymore. But yeah.
I mean, that's how they stayed afloat so long on the back of people like you.
Right. Hey, we were contributing to the business, man.
Yeah, that's what the Houstonish podcast is about, supporting their community.
That's what's up, man.
Small business.
Exactly.
Yep.
But as far as the podcasting goes and everything, I mean, you gave us your humble beginnings. You cut out the cancer in your podcast. You was like, fuck that third person, get the hell out of here. No, you didn't say that.
Your words, not mine.
But how did you come to know what a podcast was? Because like for me personally, I've been listening to podcasts for a long time, way before I even decided to try to start my own. So like, how did podcasting fall into your lap? How did you discover it?
Well, I've been listening to podcasts for like a really long time. Probably since, I was about to say high school. That's too far. At least like 6-7 years, I think. Mm-hmm. The What the Fuck podcast is one of the ones that I would listen to a lot. And Nerdist, I used to listen to Nerdist because I'm a nerd. Nat is not the nerd, I'm the nerd. So I've always been interested in them. I was never very interested in recording myself, like being on camera, just because I think that puts a whole nother level of I don't know, just nervousness and the whole thing. It just makes it a little bit more real. If you can only hear my voice, it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, I've always been interested in them. I always like talking to people, picking their brains, asking them, who hurt you? Like, why are you the way you are? I just really like asking people questions. So I think that's where my interest comes from.
Word.
Oh, and wow. And then me, I'd never, I heard podcasts maybe twice or something before I started this adventure. But I used to work at KPFT, the radio station here in downtown. Or not in downtown, I'm sorry. Midtown? Mm-hmm. Montrose. Dang it. Sorry.
That's a Houston right there. Like, there's like 1,000 different mini sections.
I feel like a grandma with like 15 grandkids and I don't know all their names.
Bob, Sam, Charlie.
But over there in Montrose, there's that KPFT radio station. So I was there for not too long, a few months, but man, just learning like about all the radio personalities and the fact that, I don't know, sometimes I guess I started kind of being in awe of these personalities because they just were so warm, you know, like the people who were hosting these shows, you know, and they're so warm and inviting and they wanted, like, just like how Luzzzz is, she's like genuinely interested in your story, you know, and that kind of stuff. I just really, I really like that. And, so when this podcast stuff started kind of, you know, coming to reality, I kind of like drew from that and said, you know what, I want to do that. I want to, oh my God, Liz, what are you?
I'm recording you. I'm sorry.
Liz is doing video over here and it's getting me, turned around. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, podcasting, just, that's how it kind of came to me. It wasn't really like, something I was familiar with ahead of time, but once I saw it, like, you know what? I think this is doable. I think it's fun. I like it. I want to be that. I want to do that.
I definitely think I could speak for myself, but maybe Nat will agree with me, hopefully. If not, it's over. I think that we're a good team because she has a sincere love for the city, like a true love. Like it's like her first love. Like she's like ride or die for Houston. And for me, I love the city, but for me, it comes more from a place of interest, although I'm almost like a tourist in my own town. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's so much that I haven't discovered because I like I said, I was a nerd, very sheltered. That's a whole story. So I really didn't explore my own city, my own town. So even now in my 30s, I'm starting to learn about all the great things that there are in the community, in the city, and the people. I'm just so impressed by the people that make up the city. I mean, there's a bunch of assholes out there, but there's also a lot of great people, and discovering the people around Houston is what really makes it worth it. And it's just like a perfect bond of her sincere interest in the city and my true love of just getting to know anybody and everybody. So it just creates a perfect bond, a perfect team.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, fucking feelings and shit.
Right. Now that's cool. That's
Oprah,
pretty much
man.
Sums it up, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I agree with the both of you or whatever. It's just like, I live here. I've been here for 2 years and I still haven't, found, the groove of Houston and whatnot. I mean, I'm just getting used to the motherfucking highways and shit, getting around this motherfucker,
Yeah, there's no getting used to that one. That one will be a new challenge every day.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
I mean, I've said it many times. I mean, like, I have family here. I have a brother that lives down on the south side, and I currently live up here on the north side and shit. So for me to want to go visit my brother, that's like a plan. It's like a trip. That depending on which way I go, the time of the day it is, it could take me anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour inside of Houston to get to my brother's house.
Yeah, that's every day here in this town.
But I will say this, there's a positive in that.
What's up?
The positive in that is you don't like somebody, or if you're not really wanting to go to a certain event.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm really giving myself away here. You can be like, oh man, there was just like some terrible traffic today. I don't know where it came from. Like, it came out of nowhere. You know, Houston, man. And then be like, I'm gonna be a couple hours late. You show up to the event that you didn't want to go to in the first place, and they're like, oh dude, it's already gonna end. I'm like, oh, that's okay. Hey, at least I got here, right?
Fought that traffic.
I fought that traffic for you.
But I'm here.
For you. That's how much I care about you and this whack event, because I showed up for you.
You know,
right?
You've been there for over an hour and shit. It took you like 15 minutes to get there. You just been sitting in the parking lot hiding.
Like, I probably went to Starbucks. I got myself a cappuccino, got myself a scone, went to Target, got back in the car, maybe went to one of those drive-through what are the car wash places? Did some errands, but I made it.
Yeah, I guess we always have that. We always have that excuse, traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I tell you what, apart from the traffic and everything, you know, and the crazy ass drivers that we have here in Houston, it's just like, you know, I've been here for 2 years, but you know, I'm slowly falling in love with Houston. It's just like, you know, certain places I have to go for work, you know, 'cause since I do security, I had to go here and there. I like working downtown because, you know, I mean, they got the big ass buildings and shit. And, you know, I'm from Lake Charles. Lake Charles is small as fuck. It's a town impersonating the city, you know. So, you know, the only thing that's popping down there is goddamn casinos and shit, and the motherfucking power plants whenever they blow up and shit. But this is just that's all Lake Charles has to offer, you know. And as soon as I turned 18, I left that motherfucker. I joined the military. I got the hell up out of there. I've been away from Lake Charles for over 16 years. You know, I love to visit because my mom and dad is there. You know, I got family there. But if they weren't there, I wouldn't go back. So coming from that itty bitty town to going to all these little shithole towns, you know, with the military, and not really being able to travel per se because of being in the military, to come to Houston at the end of all that is just like, as I said before, I'm on another motherfucking planet, because it's like I can go 1 hour north, still be in Houston. I can go 1 hour south, still be in Houston. East to west, 1 hour, still in Houston. And it's just like...
I think until you enter the Austin city limits, you're still in Houston, pretty much. Like, I think until you enter the Austin city limits or the Galveston city limits, you're still in Houston. And Galveston is technically Houston's like, if you will. So I mean, I think Houston is just all the southern tip of the southern east?
Yeah,
southern east, southeast tip of Texas.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we got third coast.
Because, I mean, you got Spring, you got Galveston, Pasadena, all these different places.
Yeah, like Pasadena, Deer Park. Then on the other side, you got like the Katy, you know, and then you got Cypress, up there. West. Yeah. Like, there's all of these areas right here. That's partly too what our like the name of Houstonish. Yeah. Where it comes from too, because we didn't want to just include like city limit stuff. You know, we want to branch out and kind of talk about things going on in the different areas that are around here. So it's not just Houston, it's Houston-ish, you know?
Yeah. I believe once you break the plane of 99, I guess you're out of Houston.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, you go...
Because you know what? There's a grandma that relocated probably somewhere out there that says, this is still Houston. So somebody will claim Houston. That's how good the city is. People will still claim it. Like, it doesn't matter how far they go. Yeah. Like, you still can be Houston.
Yeah, because
you said Highway 99, and that just made me think of J.J. Watt. Will somebody name Highway 99 J.J. Watt Highway already?
Isn't that why they named it?
No, I think 99 was already done.
Oh man, I don't know about sports. I thought that was a thing. I really did.
Sorry, man.
I'm getting distracted over here.
Tangents, kind of our thing.
Well, I mean, treat this as your show. I mean, that's what we do here. I mean, they're here to listen to you, not me. I mean, what I like to tell the guests, I didn't tell you beforehand. That's what I usually do. Is just like, this show is mine in the vein that I edit it, I upload it, and do all the work behind the scenes for it. But I mean, this is your show. I mean, I'm here for you.
Right on. Well, let me get my phone. I'm gonna start singing right quick.
Go ahead.
And then,
let's not do that now.
Let's gonna do a little tap dance.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna do some spoken word.
Oh. Get down.
I need y'all to get your snaps ready.
I got all my snaps. I got
Get
all
them
the
snaps, man.
Do some interpretive dance and everything to some Paul Wall.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you.
I like, man, back to the city, I guess. I always tell people when they're around here, a lot of times some people, you know, I don't really know what to do, or I'm not really I always tell them the same thing, like, no matter what it is that you're interested in, anything, any kind of random, you know, interest that you have, there's a for you here in town.
Like
that,
golf, fucking frisbee.
like frisbee golf. Yeah, froth.
Froth?
It's called froth.
Froth?
You're one of them weirdos that talks about that.
I just know what it is. But yeah, like if you want to go frothing, you know, you
That
hook up
sounds dirty.
with a
You want to froth?
You down to froth tonight?
See you behind the liquor store. That's what somebody would be saying. You want to froth tonight?
Yeah.
What else? Oh, you want to ride your skateboard down a 7 stories of a garage, of a parking garage at night? There's people here for you to do that. Like anything-
Illegally.
Well, okay. Yeah, well, okay. Technically.
Nobody ever had
it's
fun following the
trespassing,
rules.
but-
That's true.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, my point is, no matter what kind of random stuff you're into, man, there's like a whole group of people that are into that same exact shit. You just got to find them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You gotta find them in this mass.
Well, the internet makes it a shitload easier than it used to be back in the day. I mean, like in the 90s, if you wanted to have some kind of interest with other people, you weren't sure what other people were doing, like in New York or, you know, Cali or just anywhere else, you're looking at magazines. You know, it's all about the magazines. So like nowadays, when you want to, you know, try to hook up with people and that, I mean, you just got the internet, you know, and then you have everything there, and everyone is there. So I mean, makes it a little bit, I guess, easier and harder, huh?
Yeah.
to find. But I mean, it's there, man. And if anybody has questions or you're looking for some shit or whatever, man, hit us up on the podcast. I'm going to give our email right now is houstonishpodcast@gmail.com. And, yeah, hit us up or, you know.
On Instagram, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Instagram @Houstonish Podcast. But yeah, that way we can, you know, point you in the direction of your interests and, get you to fall in love with the city even more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that because, like, me and my wife, we just had my 10-year anniversary, and her birthday is 3 days prior to that, so it's like her birth anniversary.
That's cool.
So that whole weekend.
Well, happy birthday to her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I play that for her. But that weekend of her birthday and everything, you know, we went out just about every day, and I think it was Saturday. We went to the Improv over there, and
yeah.
that was my first time being to, like, I've been to a comedy show. My first comedy show was here. I got to see a local comedian by the name of Foxy. She's a former guest of this show. So she was my first comedy show ever. Like, I've never been to one before, and she was the first one I went to see. And it was cool because she was a guest of the show and I was there for support. But like, this time when I took her for our anniversary, I mean, this was like my first, I guess, professional comedy show because it was for DL Hughley. And we was out in the city. We got to dress up, which we never really get to do and whatnot. We was in that environment that we never been in before. And I was like, whoa. I was like, man, this is pretty damn cool. Not the fact that we had to wait an hour and a half before we got in because he was doing a motherfucking meet and greet and shit, but that's okay. And, just to do that was cool. And then, I think we went out and found somewhere to eat and just like kind of drive through the city and be places we've never been before. And I mean, it's just awesome.
Right on, man.
What are some of the places that you've tried in Houston that you like so far?
Well, I mean, I haven't been to a lot. I mean, usually it was being safe because I mean, I wasn't I wasn't used to the Houston city life, but I know I've been in a couple places to where like, make sure your door's locked. We don't need to be here too long. Let's just get back on the interstate and try to get the fuck up out of here. So we've been keeping it tame, Applebee's, Red Robin, stuff like that. But I have been sampling some of the local cuisine. I've been to Stack Burger downtown, which after the fact I've heard some disparaging things about it. But I mean, what I've had was good, so I'm not going to say anything bad about them. Toot Sweet over there by Minute Maid Park. Some of the best. Some of the best oatmeal raisin cookies I ever had in my motherfucking life. What else? It's a soul food restaurant called Mickey's. I've been there.
Oh, yeah.
Balls Out Burgers.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Yeah, I know. Every time I say that, somebody always think about, oh, what, they're serving you food with the balls out and shit, and they got balls in the burgers?
Well, I didn't think that at first. I was thinking, like, just an interesting name, but damn.
Man, I got the mental image.
For downtown, I would recommend Hubcap Grill.
They got hubcaps?
For burgers, Hubcap Grill in downtown, close to Main Street, I think.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
What's that one in Sycamore?
Sparkle
Street.
Burger.
Oh, Sparkle Burger?
Is it Sparkle?
I'm thinking the other one on Sampson Street.
Which one's the one close to the studios? Well, hold on. I'm going way back. Hold on. That's secret talk.
They also had a newer place that opened up not too long ago. They just added, I think, another location. It's called Crisp Bird and Batter. It's like an all chicken place, and they serve organic chicken, and it's some of the most delicious chicken sandwiches I ever had in my life. They had a motherfucking chicken and waffle sandwich, and that shit was delicious.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that place. I think there's one on Yale in the Heights.
Yeah.
Yale, like 18th or something around.
Yeah. See that one? I think because I think that's the newer one, and that one is right around the corner from Ball's Burgers.
Oh, really?
So I mean, you can hit a 2 for that day. You can get you some Balls Burgers, and some chicken burgers.
Whatever we're in the mood for that day. I like that.
Balls of chicken. There you go.
I'll take chicken. I'll take the chicken.
And then I haven't found like a spot yet, because I in some of the places where I was stationed at, I like to smoke cigars every now and then. And when I was in Jacksonville, North Carolina, there was a cigar place there that I would frequent. They had like a little sitting area and everything, and I would go there and hang out. And then in Lake Charles, where I'm from, when I go to visit, there's a place called the Cigar Club, and like they have a bar in there, these comfy leather chairs, and you can drink and smoke cigars and shit. But I haven't found nothing like that here in Houston yet.
It definitely exists. I know there's a lot of people who like cigars out here. Hey, but I went, I guess side story or whatever.
Side quest.
I went to, so I had a Cuban cigar, right, that I brought back from Havana with me. Mm-hmm. And my grandpa, that was all he wanted. He was like, I don't want anything else. He could just bring me back one single Cuban cigar. So but I forgot to get like a cutter. You know those when you you have to cut the tip off, right? So I went to a smoke shop here in town, where they sell, I guess smoking accessories. I walk in there and I'm asking them for a cigar cutter, and they have me a splitter, or they show me a whole bucket full of splitters. Yeah. And Houston's very I guess that's part of the charm or whatever of our town. We're like, oh yeah, let me go into this smoke shop and get my cigar cutter. And they didn't even have any, they didn't have a single one. All they had was a whole big old jar full of splitters so I could roll my blunt. And I'm like, no, man, it's a Cuban. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's like,
but it's such a city thing. It's such a Houston thing, I'm like, oh yeah, of course I'd go into the cigar shop and they don't have the cigar, stuff that I need. But
that's not what they're promoting.
Yeah. Like, but yeah,
you'll find one. I'm making a note of that right now to help you find yourself a good ass cigar bar.
Thank you.
/ chill zone.
I appreciate that. And
I think it's one in downtown, but I don't
see. And that's another thing about this place being so diverse and multicultural and everything. It's just like, you can't really settle on one meaning for one word or whatnot. Like, so you come in there looking for a cigar cutter, they give you a fucking, you know, a blunt splitter and shit. Or damn, you know, the different ways you could say soda or all kind of shit. So you talking about lean and all kind of shit, you know, screw and all this other bullshit. Like, people are like, what the fuck is that? Or you saying one word. I can't think of a definitive example, but like, you could say one word and then that could be something totally different to somebody else here.
Yeah. I can't think of anything right now off the bat.
And I'm too much of a nerd to know any of that stuff. Yes, I think that's
you're more refined.
The designated cool person. I just called you a cool person.
Nerd.
I don't have any street cred. Sorry.
But I was speaking of screw and whatnot. I read that a little bit in your show description here on iTunes. So I mean, y'all into DJ Screw and all that stuff and whatnot?
Yeah, that would be me. Primarily, I guess, all through middle school. I mean, I went to Lanier Middle School. There was the minority population there was a little bit smaller than the majority population.
But if you don't know about Lanier, she's fancy. She's fancy.
But yeah, so we were all pretty heavy into a lot of DJ Screw, everything that was going on back then. Now we were jamming everybody for a long time, Paul Wall, and back when it was like Lil Troy, you know, Lil O, like when we were young.
But see, that's the thing I think about Houston, right? Like, for example, even for me, I didn't grow up on any of that stuff, but that doesn't mean that I'm not aware of it, you know, because it's such a big part of the culture. It's something that I appreciate now, but when I was younger, like I was into, but now that I'm older, I'm like, hell yeah. But that's just the thing. There's certain things that doesn't matter what you're into, but you still respect it as part of Houston, as part of that creates the culture that is Houston.
Yeah, man. Like,
it's true.
And like some of those guys like Paul Wall, Slim Thug, and, you know, a list of others or whatever. I mean, they are here. They are here supporting the city, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look at Trey the Truth. I mean, he's got himself a day, you know, Trey Day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's because of all the stuff that he's been doing in the community, you know, and that's always a good thing. I like that too. I like that a lot of these rappers, they don't just hold it in. They're like, you know, I got the success. I got a little bit of cash, you know, let me give back. I mean, most of them, you'll see them all the time doing work here in the city, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, giving back.
So, you know, you referencing that, like, you found out about it or started listening to it, you know, around middle school, whatever, which leads me to believe we're all in the same age bracket. Cause I mean, I never knew, well, I mean, then it was just music to me, but like now actually being here in Houston, I never knew then how much, you know, the music scene here influenced my childhood, you know, cause I heard my first Screw tape in middle school as well. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Is your batteries low in your Walkman? What's going on? And then, you know, it kind of mixes with the weed culture in a kind of way. Cause I mean,
that might be why I wasn't, study.
Yeah. Cause I mean, I listened to cause I mean, it's introductory or whatever. Cause I mean,
right.
if you give a sober person a Screw tape, they can be like, what is this garbage? What is this hot shit? But you smoke a blunt or two, maybe have a drink or whatever. You be like, oh man. This is great.
You know, as a Houstonian or whatever, growing up, I sipped lean before I smoked weed for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, they put that in your baby bottles. So
too, like about culture, you know.
I mean,
lean was so available in the 90s, like back then.
Yeah.
So it was everywhere. Everyone had access to lean. Like it was nothing, you know.
Yeah, but
then like after the cracking down, I guess in the 2000s, I don't know, somewhere around high school.
Yeah, but like I was saying, I mean, they put that in your baby bottles down here. So I mean, I ain't.
Oh damn.
But I mean, even that or whatever. I mean, it's funny that you bring that up Cause, just recently on Facebook, I was, you go down the little timeline or whatever. There was a video, I'll probably try to find it. I'll send y'all the link to it. They gave some old white people some lean and let them try it for the first time.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't know what happened with her.
it was funny as fuck to me because it was just like they showed the styrofoam cup, they put the Jolly Ranchers in there, they put the promethazine, and they put the Sprite. They did the whole mix on camera. Then they gave it to these older white people, late males and females and whatnot. And it was like, here, go ahead, take a sip. And I was like, this is pretty good. It's kind of fruity, they're sitting there like it's a wine vineyard and shit. And they giving like analysis on it. It has subtle notes of jasmine and all kind of bullshit like that. Right. And I was like, oh, you like it? Go ahead, take another sip. And it was like, they did the little SpongeBob thing a few moments later. And then down there's like, whoa.
I can honestly say I've never had it. I feel like I'm missing out. Apparently, I've never had it. There's subtle notes of jasmine. I'm sounds good to me.
Oh man, I remember one time I went to try to I went to the clinic and I had I don't know if I had bronchitis. I think it was bronchitis. So they gave me some the lady prescribed me some cough syrup. Well, this doctor had just moved
on some syrup.
She had just moved here to Houston from Tennessee. And out there, apparently, they don't have a lean problem, right? So she had no problem signing me off a prescription for promethazine with codeine. Yeah. And so I walk away. I'm happy, like, hell yeah. Because, again, I'm bronchitis. But when I go to the pharmacy, man, I could not get that damn prescription filled. I went to pharmacy after pharmacy after pharmacy. Like, even the pharmacy at the hospital would not fill that prescription. Everybody would they would look at me, look at the prescription and look at me and just be like, nah, and just give it right back. No, we don't have that. We don't have that. And I'm like, it's a prescription. Like, why are y'all looking at me like I'm doing something wrong? Like, a doctor gave this to me, but it's different, it's not the same, not the way it was. Eventually I did get it. I found a pharmacist who was totally fine with it and, gave me that, but still, man, it's not as easy anymore as it used to be.
Yeah.
So to the ones that don't know, what is it?
What is what?
What is lean?
Promethazine codeine.
Well,
what is promethazine?
But what of the place that you finally got the script?
Syrup?
The place that you finally got the script from, was it next to that Chevron?
It was in the back.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't next to it.
It was a back door of some pharmacy.
There's a lot of back doors. There's a lot of them.
Oh, hell.
But like pretty much what it is, promethazine with a codeine in it is just like a freaking high concentrated dose of it's like super cough syrup or some shit.
I think I would hate that. I don't think I would ever want to try that in my life.
Well, I mean,
like being up.
Well, the way
I'm all about that 100% energy. Like right now, I feel terrible on this. My damn back. Muscle relaxers.
Yeah, I've never had it either, but like from what I understand from people who've had it around me or whatever, it's just like it almost with the mixture is almost like a damn fruit punch and shit.
It is. What? I don't want to just sit here and up it or
fruit punch makes me think of my first kiss.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Do tell.
But hold up. That sounds like I was 4. Let me go back. to what's that stuff called? Jungle juice, where you just pour everything all together at once?
Yeah, jungle juice.
So jungle juice tastes like fruit punch, don't it?
Yeah, ish. Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Sometimes people literally put a
pineapple
punch.
Hawaiian punch.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my first kiss was because I had drank a lot of jungle juice.
Oh, so you had jungle juice in the mouth, like in your mouth?
I had jungle juice in my mouth. Oh.
He was hopped up on jungle juice.
Do you know who Andrew Dice Clay is?
Yes.
Actor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, every time that I say a stupid pun or something perverted, I always go, oh, like Andrew Dice Clay. That's why I do that. And that's like over my head.
A little bit.
But anyways, yeah, man, that jungle juice, it'll get you.
They used to make a trash can punch.
What the hell is that?
That's where you make the same jungle juice.
I feel like
in a trash can.
Hold up. Jungle juice is ghetto enough as it is, and y'all have to go take it to the trash can
punch, man.
You have to go take that shit to the trash can.
I learned about that in college. In college, we had trash can punch, and then we had they had bathtub.
Oh my god!
Oh,
It makes an entire a bathtub full of jumbo juice.
You might as well gone one step further and said sewer water.
Should have put toilet one step.
Sewer water. Sewer water's got all kinds of stuff.
Hey, but in all honesty, if that shit was in the toilet, everybody there would have still been putting their cups in, getting in. I mean,
come on now.
No, sir.
Let's think about the logistics between. All right, I get the trash can because I mean it doesn't matter because you can put a trash bag in there and all that stuff is contained in the trash bag. I got that, no problem with that. But the motherfucking tub. And the goddamn toilet. Let's think about this.
Somebody shaved their legs in that tub.
No,
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah,
but I mean, a lot of times when you're in a little apartment or like you're in your dorm, or like your little area, you don't really have very much space. So you got to kind of be creative with all the space that you do have. So when I'm sure somebody looked at that bathtub and was like, you know what? I could put a lot of liquor in this bitch.
But yeah, man. But still, I mean, you got the ring around the tub mixed with in your punch bowl. I mean,
ain't nobody thinking about that shit at all.
Oh, come on, man. Then
not when you're in it. I mean, now as nicely into my 30s, there's no damn way. There's no damn way. But I mean, a 19-year-old college kid.
Yeah, I mean,
he ain't give a damn.
That's that aura of invincibility at being young and shit. So I get you.
Nowadays for the tub, I mean, if you got to use the tub, just fill that bitch up with ice and put all your beers in there.
That I've done.
Yeah.
Or
hey, pro tip.
Or getting closer to the later ages or whatever, you fill that bitch up with ice and then you put yourself in it.
That's what I need to do myself.
You need to see Luz's eyes. It just perked up right now.
I was like, that's genius. My bag. I swear I'm walking around like I'm 95, about to go straight into the grave. I'm coming home, Jesus. I'm coming home. I'm telling you, man. It's fucking horrible. Anyways.
On a side note, I put that lean video in the Skype chat.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you have that reference later.
I got to see what these grandparents had to say about that lean.
Yeah. But I mean, what I like to ask, not ask because I ain't going to cut nothing in half. Ask.
You want to, let's do it.
Newer podcasters or just even the veteran podcasters, where do you see the podcast in 2 years, or where would you like the podcast to be in 2 years?
I would like the podcast. I jumped on that shit fast. I would like the podcast to either be the platform for. Let me go back 2 steps. I would like it to be either like my full-time job in a sense, or the side project that gives me a full-time job that's more so in the same realm or umbrella of what the podcast is, which is in a sense a form of journalism, really. Yeah. Of interviewing and getting to know the city and getting to know people more so than what I do right now as my 9 to 5.
And me, I guess in a couple years, I just want to be I want to be like a podcast face, for Houston. Like I want us to, have our media credentials and be able to go to these events in more of like from more of a media standpoint, like, and get led into cooler places. Yeah. on a free, more like a free 99 type.
This girl, I just want to go into this girl, I just want to go into places for free. Let's keep it real now.
No, but I mean, like, to bring the podcast, and that way, like, everybody knows. Like, I want people to see Houstonish as a place for business shout outs and, and for events, for things that are going on around town. Like, I want to,
like when you think of Houston promotions and Houston happenings, like, I guess we want people to say, oh, Houstonish, like, let's check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get that. I mean, especially in Houston, I think this is one of the best place to, make that a reality, or one of the best place to start something like that. Are you aware of the H-Town Pods DM we got going on Twitter?
Nope. We're not.
So,
yes, when
Right now,
yeah, I'm ready.
I'm about to add you to it. Let me see. What's your Twitter handle here? I know I follow you on Instagram. I'm not sure about Twitter.
Oh, we don't have a Twitter.
No wonder you ain't in the motherfucking group.
Yeah.
I was thinking for a second. You know what it is? Because I use Twitter for work.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's why even like the two are like so separate for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't even.
I think we need to get on our Twitter game, man. I mean, we're just barely talking about branching out into Snapchat.
Yeah.
But we've been starting to mess with like stories with videos a little bit on our IG stories.
But that's like an old lady when it comes to tech.
Man, we're all old ladies when it comes to tech.
I'm an old lady in general. I think I'm like a 85-year-old like Mexican old lady inside of a bodacious 30.
Yeah, well,
and modest 33-year-old.
Oh yes, so modest to this one right here.
Hey man, if I compliment myself, nobody else is gonna do it. Quote me on that.
Like, love yourself, girl.
Love yourself, man.
But I'm gonna go ahead.
And I got this list though.
I'm gonna go ahead and clue you in then. So,
all right, what are we missing?
Over the past 2 years since I've been here, my thing was trying to find local Houston podcasters and whatnot. And for the longest, for me at least, I mean, I guess I wasn't looking in the right places or promoting it the right way. I've been using the hashtag in all my Instagram posts, you know, just about anything I do on Twitter. I've been using the hashtag HTownPods. And when I first started using it, there was nothing there. I went on Google, I put the hashtag in, nothing. I put it on Instagram, used the hashtag search, nothing. Twitter, nothing. So in my mind doing that, because I mean, usually when you promote something Houston, you either put Houston or H-Town. So I was like, maybe I'm hip and trendy, I'm gonna use H-Town. So nothing. It boggled my motherfucking mind that I couldn't find any Houston podcast using that hashtag, or just, I think, generally searching Houston podcasts. I wasn't really getting results. And, you know, I found one or two. I reached out to them. It took me like 2 years to hit up anybody. And all of a sudden, it was just like, motherfuckers just started popping up. I got with Walker the Geek. He's a local Houston podcast. I had him on the show because he did Comic Palooza. And
Yeah.
I was because the reason I had him on the show, because I was interested in doing Comic Palooza myself. And then, you know, I look at the list of podcasts that was on there, like the Cult 45 podcast, which has been a long running podcast here in Houston. I've reached out to them, and then I started seeing other people. So I was like, okay, so they're doing stuff here in Houston. I'm just not seeing any kind of promotion or whatever. And I'm not sitting here about to tell y'all that like, hey, I'm spearheading the Houston podcast syndicate or no shit like that. I'm just like, trying to find more of these motherfuckers. So I hit him up. I hit the Code 45 people up. There's a newer podcast, or new to me, called the Murder City Podcast on Twitter. I hit them up, and I just started a DM group and start throwing all these different Houston podcasts in there. So I mean, they started all talking back and forth and everything. Hey, I'm here in Houston. I'm over here, or wherever they is. And the Murder City podcast people, they were a part of a podcast festival in Austin or something like that. So they wanted to do the same thing here in Houston. So we bounced that back and forth through the DM and everything, you know, trying to come up with names with it. And I was just like, straight up, I mean, use the hashtag, use the H-Town Pod Festival. So as of now, have a tentative date of November 16th and the 17th. And they are putting a podcast festival together here in Houston. So
cool. How cool is that?
It's already up on eBright and everything. I guess the information for it. And it looks like it's going to be a thing. So, I mean, there's now like a little group, a pocket of Houston podcasters that are trying to come together to start doing a yearly festival, it looks like. So,
right on.
Get your ass on Twitter so we can get you in the damn circle.
Yeah, we're gonna need to do that for sure.
And
cool, man.
And you know, now that I know you're not on Twitter, you know, I'll try to keep comms with you on Instagram and everything. Keep you abreast of what's going on with it, because I mean, from talking to y'all and what we're trying to do and what they're trying to do with this whole Houston podcast thing, you should be a part of it. You know, as much as you talk about how you love the city, the culture, or getting to know the city, I think that would be, you know, something great for y'all to be involved in.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, we keep up with this. We're over here like furiously writing notes. But yeah, man. Cool. Thanks.
Just start a new paper.
Yeah, just flip it over, you know, on the other side. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I just want to meet my neighbors pretty much.
Yeah. I used to go on IG when we first started this. Houston podcasters, hashtag Houston podcasts. That's what it is. Just podcasts. And then from there, over the last few months, I just kind of writing down like different Houston podcasts that I keep coming across. So I've got like about 20 or so that are here. I mean, they're doing their thing. They're like, you know, knocking out, episodes every week, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot of us out here, you know, and that's just the people that I found on Instagram. Like, that's why I'm like, man, I know there's so many, you know?
I would like to know, like, a personal note, how do you make it your business?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
a lot of strategy.
because I'm sure that there's got to be a way of, well, I'm assuming when it's something, because once you do something like that, people have to pay to listen to you, right? That's how you're making your earnings. I guess I kind of answered my own question there, but
yeah. I mean, there's different ways to go about it. I mean, I myself, I make a little bit of revenue from it, but it's nothing in a way to where, all right, I'm quitting my job tomorrow, motherfuckers. It keeps the podcast running from whatever I am intaking. And, I have at least 2 sponsors. They're not paid sponsors yet, but I mean, it's some type of brand that's attached to the show. So I got like a spice company, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. They back me and stuff, and you know, I promote their product. I use it. It's delicious fuck. And I got studio headphones, and they front me merchandise. So like, you know, I do a couple spots for them. They give me merchandise, free merchandise. So, I mean, they make good headphones and shit, and that's cool. And what I try to do with the merchandise that I get in, as far as the spices and the headphones and stuff, I try to do giveaways to, you know, generate more listeners and whatnot, which hasn't really panned out too well. I mean, I got motherfuckers listening, but I mean, nobody trying to get the free shit. I don't understand it. That's just weird for me too, because I mean, I'm marketing this stuff. I'm putting it out there. I want to give people free shit, but it's like, I don't know if I'm going the right way of doing it, you know? It's just weird.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think sometimes it's this weird thing. Like I see it all the time, not even on a podcast note, but like on a personal note. I see friends trying to enter contests, and I'm like, y'all want that shit? Like for real? Like it surprises me the things that will catch people's interest, because then there's like certain things that I myself think that would be awesome to have. I wish a giveaway, and nobody's trying to give it away. So I don't know. Maybe if it's like a marketing thing, like maybe finding the correct or the best-selling item for your market. Like, who is your market? Who are the people that listen to your cast?
And then before we get on about the business or whatever, like, you're fairly new, starting out in here, 18 episodes in. What are some of the drawbacks or downfalls y'all have had starting this podcast, getting it up and running? What are some of the snags and hiccups that you've ran into so far?
I got a limp microphone.
Oh, yeah, something.
Like I got like a haunted limp microphone. That sucker will fall on me every single fucking recording.
Every episode.
Every fucking episode. That bitch falls on my face. It falls on my lap. Right? I don't know what it is. Like we have tried everything to try to fix it. So like just equipment, you know?
Yeah, equipment. I guess because when we started, we didn't and go, all right, let's spend, you know, $1,200 on a bunch of shit. You know, like we were like, all right, let's try to budget this, you know? So, I think that had, you know, we're seeing we're starting to see the pitfalls literally of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know what else.
Time, I think, for me, since I got a full-time job that is like basically 24/7. Yeah. So it's like that, I think, has been the most tricky thing for me is,
like managing.
Cause like I said, my job is already a 24/7 kind of job, or I literally can be contacted by the people who basically are my bosses at any moment, at any time of the day. And it's my responsibility as being part of the company that I'm with to be able to answer them at all times of the night, day and night. So it's tough, to turn off work and focus on personal, which is the cast. Yeah. And I think that's another thing too with the cast. It's our platform. We can say what we want. It's that freedom. And that's tricky. Like I have coworkers who are like, "Hey, you have a podcast? Where can I follow you?" And I'm like, "Ooh, trying to make sure that I can, for lack of a better term, trust certain individuals to be able to listen and understand that it's, very separate, two different worlds." Yeah. That's a little bit tough for me, I think.
Yeah. I don't tell people shit at work.
We do all our own editing here too. So that was I guess that's been my challenge.
She's a whiz. She's a editing whiz.
Yeah, I've been, I guess, learning different techniques and trying to make your voice sound better, I guess, through audio manipulation. And then of course just editing in like the sound effects and some songs and trying to make the podcast sound a little cooler than just, just whatever we're used to doing. So,
because I like to recommend music, and that's like a whole nother challenge above just editing a podcast. It's already a very difficult thing to edit a podcast down. And then I throw a curveball in that every week where I'm like, "Hey, there's these like 6 songs that I want you to put in there because I want to promote them for this week's loose listens, And
then I can only put like a little bit in there, because a little snippet. Yeah, because I don't want to go getting sued by these artists, so I can only like put in this small amount. And so
which I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm trying to help you out.
We're trying to promote.
Music.
And even in that vein there, as far as the music things go, I have the permission from the people to play their music because they email me in music sometimes. I haven't got it in a while, but are their guest of the show and they're promoting their music on the show, so they let me play their music in that vein. But like if it's a song that I heard on the radio, I just put that motherfucker at the end of the episode. I'll be like, "Hey, you got some bonus content at the end of the episode." And, if they listen to it, they listen to it. If they don't, they don't. But I don't never cut a whole song. The only time that I may run into a problem with something as far as music is if I put the podcast on YouTube. Then YouTube will be like, "Hey, motherfucker, you can't be doing that shit." But like, as far as the podcast goes on like iTunes or Stitcher or wherever else it goes, I never ran into a hiccup with none of that stuff yet. And I've been doing this almost 3 years, so I put the whole fucking song. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I tell them, like, "Hey, this is the song by such and such. It's bonus content, so it's at the end of the episode. The show is over by then. If you listen to it, you listen to it. If you don't, you don't. It's at the end of the episode. They ain't got shit to do."
Yeah, our content has grown a too with podcasts, especially when we interview. So now it's kind of become like you mentioned, like a bonus content thing where I just kind of list the name of the songs, like, "Hey, you should check these out." And I have people go to my Spotify and link up to my playlist. And I have a Houstonish playlist on Spotify. So any song I mention on the cast will go onto that list.
See, that's a good idea.
So that people can kind of jam,
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
I'm all about the jams.
Yeah. But hey, I've enjoyed having you ladies here on the show with me. I believe I got another Houston Connect now. And,
right on. Yeah, for sure.
It's been a pleasure. Before we ride off into that good night and whatnot, go ahead and plug all your social media. And, if you have anything coming up or things that you would like people to know, go ahead and do that now.
All right. You can catch us on Instagram at Houstonish Podcast. We're also on Facebook at Houstonish Podcast. You can check out we have extra content, slideshows, and just extra stuff every single week episode at our website, www.appealingcontent.com/Houstonish. You can go check that out after every episode. Just different things and links, pictures, just random things.
We'll be on that Twitter and Snapchat soon.
Yeah, look for us on Twitter and Snapchat.
School in the youth on Twitter and Snapchat.
Get to the Twitter
We'll get there. Huh?
I said, get to the Twitter now.
Oh,
And Nat's got her Instagram page too.
Oh yeah, I go by Natty Fresh on IG. It's NATIE_fresh. I'm always looking for fresh content, new things, stuff to do. So could be up on and loose.
And I'm at Loose Listens on Instagram. Send me all any music that you're hearing around town. Let me know. Send me those messages. Let me know what's up. And also art and the community, definitely. I like to dabble in art as well. So follow me and send me some of your stuff to see what's going on.
Sweet. So, as is with all guests of the Random Rounds with Rob podcast, you've been on the show once. And for whatever reason, you feel like you need to come back. You want to promote some stuff. You want to talk about things, whatever it is. The door is always open for you to come back and do so.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And that's another episode in the books with some local talent here in Houston, Texas. There's a Natty and Luzzzz. I don't know why I did that. And, shout outs to them. I appreciate what they're doing in the podcasting community as far as, our community here in Houston, Texas. And, it's just cool to know that I'm not alone here in the wild, wild west. That is not even the wild, wild west. We're going to say the planet of Houston, Texas. Damn near 2 million or more people are here. I ain't never been in a place so goddamn crowded and so spread apart at the same time. But, cool to talk with them. I hope you would, give them a follow, a subscribe, a like, or however the internet works. You think I would know since I've been doing podcasting for almost 3 years now. But, yeah, they in the infancy. They barely cracking 20 episodes right about now and everything. And here, as I sit here and record on a Sunday, this Sunday is significant to all podcasters around the world. I think it's a made up holiday because every day is an international, some kind of whatever day, right? But today, September 30th, will forevermore be going forward, not from here, from the original date that it started, because I don't know what the hell date that is. But I know every September 30th is International Podcast Day or National Podcast Day. Well, podcasts are international, so I would imagine it's international. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Yes. First thing that pop up on the search, International Podcast Day. So on behalf of myself being a podcaster and to all the hundreds of thousands of other podcasters out there, I'd like to wish you all a happy International Podcast Day. Whether you do it every day, once weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, or whenever you have the urge to do a podcast, I commend you. I appreciate you, even though I don't listen to your show, for doing what you do, because you're providing entertainment to somebody. You may not be thinking you're getting all these big and fantabulous numbers and everything. You may not be thinking that your voice is getting heard, but it is. You're out there. You're doing the work. You're putting the time in, no matter how significant or insignificant you think it is. You're doing something. Somebody is out there for you. Their ear holes are moist and poised for your audio penetration. Oh, I got a little bit of the giggles. I'm sorry. But hey, just if this is something that you're passionate about, if this is something that you enjoy doing, then you're doing the right thing. If you're in it to be famous and freaking make buku bucks or whatever, you might be disappointed. But hey, if that's your goal, if that's what you're trying to get out of it, hey, put your work in and maybe you get it someday. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from doing it or saying that you won't never make money. You might not, but you got to be prepared to live with that might not. So it is what it is. Speaking of inspiration and motivating and all kinds of stuff, my next episode will feature a gentleman by the name of Keith Mason. So look him up, former rugby player. Not only is his story incredible, but that of his wife's story is incredible. You know, how they came to be a married couple and just all the circumstances surrounding it. You know, I'm not gonna give any details away. I'm just gonna leave that for the next episode. See, I'm getting your ear holes moist for my audio penetration. Well, oh man. And yeah, I got some other things coming up after that. But I appreciate you listening to me ramble my mouth. I appreciate you if you once again give those girls a follow over there on the Houstonish podcast. Give them a follow on Instagram and everywhere else. All that information is in the show notes. I don't even know if people look at the show notes, but all the info to follow these wonderful people that are guests on the Random Rambles with Rob podcast, all their follow information is in the show description notes. I even made the links clickable, if at all possible, on whatever device you choose to use or listen to us on. So it's there to make it more convenient for you. As always, you can find me on Twitter at It's B-Rob. That's ITSBROB. If you want to talk professional wrestling and any other general shenanigans, that would be the account to follow and do that on. This show right here that you're listening to, it has its own Twitter account, which you can follow at 3R Show. And if you're hip and trendy, you should also be following at 3R Show 2. That's TOO. See how professional I sounded for a minute? You can go to randomrobcast.com, which is newly redesigned. And I'm still working on the artist spotlight. Every musical guest that has been on the show, I'm making a special place for them on the website, as I did on the old website, to where you can see them, you can find their music, and you can just, you know, support them. Also, I got some other things I'm probably working on. I think I'll probably put up a specific portion of the website dedicated specifically to Houston podcasters. So everybody that I've had on the show that is a Houston podcaster or people that I come across on the interwebs, I'll reserve them a spot on my website. That way you can come to randomrobcast.com and you can click somewhere and it'll take you to a list of Houston podcasts that I've come to know or just know of because they exist. There you go. Doing my part in the Houston community. So randomrobcast.com, different ways you can help support the show, whether it be Amazon links, merchandise from wehavemerch.com. Wehavemerch.com, to where you can get all sorts of apparel to support the Random Ramblers with Rob podcast. That's my announcer voice. Also can be mixed up with my movie voice. Be like, this summer, a man with a mission to make that money. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, to where I walk the hollowed halls of Walmart. I was just in my hometown of Lake Charles, Louisiana this weekend. That's why this episode came out so late. And I was in the Walmart there, and I found me Tostitos potato chip bag with the Saints logo on it. And, you know, it was just themed after the beloved football team from New Orleans. And I just wanted to keep it and put it on my mantelpiece. But I didn't want the chips to get all stale and nasty on the inside of the bag, and it would discolor it, and it would just wear on the novelty of the bag. So for those purposes, I did not purchase them, even though I still adore the Saints, but whatever. Yeah, Amazon. What the fuck? I forgot what I was talking about. Goddamn chips. I'm hungry. Instagram. Yeah, follow me there. And I think that's it. Yeah, you can follow me on the Lemur app. It's a more personal side to the show, some behind the scenes things or whatever. I just kind of get my thoughts off my head and whatnot. And you can follow me on Lemur at 3R Show as well. So just download it to your Android device or Apple device or Windows phone or Nokia with the spinach green screen that you can play Snake on. I'm pretty sure you can download it on there. But yeah, I thank you once again on this International Podcast Day for listening. And to all you other podcasters out there, I'll see you next time.